Hello everyone, today is a Do a Lesson With Me video. We are going to be taking you guys through Beautiful Feet Books Early American History. We started this history curriculum last year. They have a plan for 1 year and 2 years. We have kind of followed around like a 1.5 year plan. We should be finishing up with this by the end of this school year. And this has been such a fun, enjoyable curriculum. You guys, this is coming from someone who does not like history. And Beautiful Feet Books has really changed that for me. I've really enjoyed learning history and teaching history, and my kids absolutely love the books that come with this pack. So I'm going to turn around the camera and I'm going to show you guys what a lesson from the teacher's guide looks like. I'm going to show you the books that we're currently on. We'll do the lesson together. I'll show you guys about how long it takes to complete a lesson. My toddler is handing me something. And hopefully you guys can get a good feel for this curriculum and see if it's maybe something that you're looking to work into your homeschool. So I'm going to turn around the camera now and we're going to dive into our lesson. Alright you guys, so I have found that these large bins have been the perfect way to store your literature-based curriculums. I got this at IKEA for about $5, but I know that they also sell them at places like Michael's and Amazon. But if you are looking for something to keep your literature curriculums in, I highly suggest getting a big tote like this. It has been so nice to have everything in one place. I don't have to hunt any books down, none of them get lost. But this is the teacher's guide. This is the primary pack, so grades, I believe, 1 through 3, or K through 3. And the lesson that we're on is lesson 55. Now, before I go into that, you get beautiful artwork on some of the pages. We just entered into the Revolutionary War section, so it gives you like a little debriefing on what you're going to be reading about, as well as some book recommendations for their rabbit trails. And then it also gives you some online resources of where to go, where you can just get additional facts and information and just make your learning more fun. But every time you end one of the sections of the book, you get this section in the book called the historic table. So they give you recipes where you can make food that was eaten during that time, and it just makes learning a lot more fun. You can incorporate some really great things into your learning. So just going over the previous couple of lessons, you can see that we discuss about the Revolutionary War. They give you some question prompts, and for that day they had the student write out the following lines from the Declaration of Independence in their student notebook. And then going to lesson 54, we started the book George Washington, and we read pages 8 through 9. It gave us some questions, talked about coloring a picture from the picture packet, and then you tape it into your student notebook. Today it looks like we are going to continue our reading in George Washington. I'm going to ask them a few questions. In their notebook they are going to record Washington's Proverbs, and then we're going to ask them some more questions, and then they can color another picture from their picture packet. Alright, so we are getting started. It is 1:46 in the afternoon, so let's see how long this takes us. Alright, so you guys ready? Mm-hmm. Alright, so now George Washington was taught to read and write, and he also learned to dance. For every boy and girl in those days had to know how to dance. One day, 2 young and handsomely dressed gentlemen arrived. They were his grown-up half-brothers. He had never even seen them before, for they So George Washington would one day be the commander-in-chief of the entire United States military. Who originally inspired his desire to be a soldier?
His brother?
Ooh, good job. Do you remember his name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Good job, Noah. So on page 26, Lord Fairfax makes an appearance. This is important because it reminds us that George Washington grew up as a subject to the King of England. He would have known lords and ladies, members of the nobility who had settled...
Oh, is that the horse guy?
Hold on. I'm going to look for it, but hold on. So members of the nobility who had settled in the colonies, especially in the southern colonies like Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia. So I'm guessing that that one is George Washington and that one is Lord Fairfax.
I thought it was the opposite way around.
It could be. That could be Lord Fairfax and that could be George Washington. Which one do you think is George Washington, Addie Bear? Which one?
The one on the white... Oh, no, because remember at the beginning, he had a white horse?
Oh, look at you. Using deductive reasoning and critical thinking. I'm very proud of you. Good job. You got it too. Good job.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Is it the guy with the bun?
So
on the bun horse?
Yeah, that would be Lord Fairfax.
Oh.
And then that would be George Washington. Good job, Noah. I mean, good job, Addie.
Yeah.
So how do you think George's travels as a surveyor shaped his understanding of his country?
Huh?
So he would survey land. He would kind of map out the way that land was. So when you buy a piece of property, somebody surveys it to say this area right here on this map is your land, and this one is your neighbor to the left, and this one is your neighbor to the right. And so they do what's called a survey, and they kind of make maps to show you what part you own.
Wait, what if you live in a place and they buy that land, but you didn't know?
Well, they can't buy your land without you giving them what's called a deed, which is a piece of paper that says you now own this land. So they would have either bought the land illegally, and so it would have kind of been, Addie, can you please stop that? So they would have gotten scammed out of money, and they would have given money to somebody who couldn't give them the land, and so that person probably would have run off with their money, and then they would be left with no land and no money. So that's why it's always very, very important to make sure that you get a deed and that you go through the proper channels to purchase things.
Could you stop reading?
Hold on. Okay, so George Washington, are you guys paying attention? Mm-hmm. So he would survey land and he would make maps for people. And remember it said that he made a map for someone who liked his map so much, and then other people wanted his maps to survey their land as well. And so he got to know, he got to know Virginia and the wilderness really well because he was going all over the state and he was making maps for it. So how do you think that by him doing this gave him a better understanding of his country?
Because he knew the forest being there.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think that that could help in a time of war, Addie, if you know the land really well?
Because you already gave them maps.
Well, because he would have probably already made maps of a lot of the land, but how do you think now?
Maybe you're nice and giving
Hold on,
it to
are
them.
we interrupting? Let's not interrupt.
Because maybe you could find a hiding spot where nobody could find you.
Yeah. Or maybe you could find other people's hiding spots, right? Or you would know the good places to camp. Or you would know places that if people were coming and they were going to be needing places to stay, you would be able to maybe determine this is where I would go if I was them, and then you could set up places to attack, right? So there's a lot of really good, there's a lot of information that he learned that was really good, that suited him for when the United States went to war with England.
Because they can attack other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So they can get more stuff.
All right, so the last thing is in your notebook, you're gonna write a Proverbs from George Washington. So I'm gonna read you the 4 Proverbs. You pick one that you like. Addie, you and I will just discuss it. Noah, go ahead and write it, okay? So in the presence of others, sing not to yourself, nor drum with your fingers nor feet. So what do you think that means?
No, you should listen.
No, think about when we're in the car and sometimes Addie starts singing a song. Does it ever irritate you? So
what he's probably don't irritate others?
Yeah, probably like pay attention to your surroundings. Don't make unnecessary noise that you don't need to make, or, you know, do things that bother others, like be considerate. Give not your advice without being asked.
Yeah.
What do you think it means?
Do the stuff you're supposed to do.
Give not your advice without being asked.
I don't know. Don't answer something when someone else is talking?
No, like say you have a friend who comes to you with a problem and they just want to vent, but you start saying you should do this and you should do that and you should do this. Like what about when we learned about Job? What did his friends do? Did they keep listening to him, or did they start giving him bad advice now?
Stop giving him bad advice. She's talking to me.
Hold on, I know. Can we let Noah finish instead of interrupting?
They were talking rudely that they said you're doing something wrong, and Joe kept on replying that you're not, that he's not.
And Addie,
because
and
he
what did?
brought a whistle.
No, that was Benjamin Franklin. We're talking about a story from the Bible. So basically what that proverb is saying is don't go and give people advice unless they say, Noah, I have a problem and I could use some advice. Or Addie, please help me. I need advice. I'm having a really big problem and
Like
you can help me.
Like how in Lucky and someone needed help going out of spiders.
Sure.
Not like spiders.
They didn't?
No.
Did she give them advice when they didn't want advice?
Because he likes to do the parable, but not spiders. And then Lucky said, you're ready for some real ones.
Oh.
And then that was like soft and...
Okay, let's listen to the next one. Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise. Do you guys understand that one? So that one means don't overextend yourself. Only promise to do and take on the things that you're actually able to do. Because what if I'm saying, Noah, can you clean your room? And you're like, yes, Mom, I'll go clean it. And then Dad says, Noah, can you go get me a cup of water? And then you're like, yes, Dad, I'll get you a cup of water.
Wait.
And then Addie is like, Noah, I really need your help out there with the trampoline because stuff fell over and I need to get it back on. And then Nick is crying.
Mom.
Can you do all of those things?
No.
All right, so what that means is to not overextend yourself. Don't take on too much that you can't do all of it or that you can't do some of it well. So be very conscious in what you say yes to. Does that make sense? Okay, and the last one is let your countenance be pleasant, but in serious matters somewhat grave. So when you're, just regularly interacting with people, you should be a pleasant person. You should be kind. You should be giving. But in serious matters, you should be firm in your boundaries and the things that you're able to do and the things that you're able to give. Does that make sense? So which one do you like more, Noah? And you can write it. And then Addie, which one do you like more?
The last one.
So be pleasant, but in serious matters somewhat grave.
Serious matters.
But in serious matters. You got some serious matters coming up?
Second.
Are you going to be a very serious girl?
Second.
Are you going to be a military officer?
Awesome,
serious. Addie, stop.
Second.
Huh?
I like the second.
You like the second one? All right, let me find your notebook.
And then tell me what I have to, and then tell me where it
Where's your
starts.
Oh, here it is.
Tell me where it starts.
Can you grab?
Tell me what. Yes, I'll get a pencil. Yes, I'll get a pencil.
All right, Addie, why don't you go play with Nick while Noah finishes up?
Yay.
You did a good job. Thank you, madam.
Could I have that phone too?
No.
Look at how he does.
No, I think Nick has my phone right now. He's watching his
Nice.
songs. Alright, you guys, so that is it for our lesson. It is 2:07, so it took about 21 minutes. It was not bad at all. It's a very quick lesson, a very Charlotte Mason style approach curriculum, which I totally love. I am going to flip the camera real quick just to show you guys the notebook and the book that we were reading today, so you can kind of get an idea of what the books look like for the primary pack. Now, I have a kindergartner and a fourth grader that I'm using the primary pack with. If I had maybe like a fifth or sixth grader, then I would probably contact Beautiful Feet. just to see what books I should incorporate from their intermediate pack to kind of blend with the primary pack to make it a family bundle. But since my son is 4th grade and like right above that 3rd grade like limit on this, I feel comfortable using these. He's learning so much. It's just such a fun curriculum. So I'm going to turn around the camera and show you guys real quick after I deal with the baby. All right, you guys, so this is the notebook that comes with the curriculum set. And as you can see, they cut out picture packet or photos from their picture packet. My kids have gotten to the point where they don't really want to color them, so I'm not making them add any more. But how it works is you color the photos and then you write basically like a caption stating what it is and the time period. So it goes like that. And then today, Noah's assignment was to write a proverb from George Washington's saying. And then this is the book that we read. Not all of them are exactly like this. Some of them are chapter books, but it makes it fun. It's colorful. It, you know, it just adds like joy to learning when it can be approached in such a fun way. And they're not, you know, extremely long either. Alright, you guys, so that is the end of the Do a Lesson with Me. I hope that it gave you some clarity on how these lessons are approached, how long it takes. If you have any additional questions or you just want to know anything extra, then let me know down in the comments. I would be more than happy to answer them. If you are looking to see a complete review and just everything that comes in this pack, I will link a review that I did up here in the corner. I will also link their website down below in the description bar in case you want to check them out. This is such a beautiful curriculum, you guys. It is so much fun. I cannot get over how fun it is to teach a subject that I have dreaded my entire life. But it's fun, and it's just creative, and it breathes a new life into a subject that can sometimes be a little dry and a little boring for some people. And this has actually been very pleasant to teach, like I said. So that is all I have for you on this lesson. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll see you again later. Bye.